4th of July, everybody, and welcome to marble CD070409, the Freedom MIB, the Freedom Marble. This is the marble that I made at the Erie Arts Festival, the prototype for the marble that I will be making today. You can see down inside there the disco sparkle streamers with a little air trap bubble on the tip, supposedly representing fireworks, and then the red, white, and blue Vortex going down inside. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the kiln so that it will be warming up while I make today's marble, and I'll go ahead and finish shaping this marble when I get done making the marble today. I will be reading the Declaration of Independence. Most of it, I won't get into the really boring part in the middle there where they talk about all the things that England was doing wrong, but we'll read the beginning and we'll read the end just to refresh everybody's memory. I'm going to go ahead and pull out some of this blue. I'm going to pull out a little bit more disco sparkle and get everything ready for the show, and I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, I've got my disco sparkle pulled. I pulled out the blue, I pulled out a little bit of red, and I decided to switch over to Extreme Passion instead of using the caramel luster that I used at the Erie Arts Festival. The Extreme Passion will turn to more of a white color and less of a yellow color like the caramel luster, and it will still provide the fuming effect from the silver, and I think there's gold in there too a little bit. So it'll fume a little bit, and it'll be more of a white color. We're just going to use my half-inch marble, or well, this is an inch marble, but it's half of an inch, so it'll be about a half-inch worth of gather for our first gather, which we will Maria, and then put our air trap divots in. I just like using the marble mold because then I know about how much mass I am using. I'm going to try and keep this marble between an inch and a quarter. I also thought I'd start out by telling you a little bit about myself. Some of you that don't know my history or my background, my last name is McHenry, M.C. Henry, and Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner while watching the attack on Fort McHenry. So my dad's side of the family has always been proud of that fact, and the Revolutionary War has always been kind of ingrained into my brain from a small child. I've learned all that. Now on my mother's side, they're more Civil War buffs. My mother's maiden name is Carter, the Virginia Carters, not the Georgia peanut farmers. The Virginia Carters. I can actually trace my bloodline all the way back to Robert E. Lee's mother's, whose maiden name was Carter. So the same bloodline that produced Robert E. Lee for the Lees produced me for the McHenrys. So I got Revolutionary War history from my dad's side of the family and Civil War history from my mom's side of the family. So I do consider myself to be a patriot. I do not belong to a political party in Pennsylvania. I am a registered voter, and in Pennsylvania they call us unaffiliated. I think the two-party system is broken. It's being used by people with the real power to keep us fighting amongst ourselves so that we don't pay attention to what they are doing. I don't like the fact that both parties are saying the same thing. We are always right. They are always wrong. That reality does not exist. It is a false reality. Nobody is always right. Nobody is always wrong. There are things I like about the Democrats. There are things I like about the Republicans. There are things that I don't like about both parties. I do consider myself to be a fiscal conservative. We are the United States. I believe the power should lie in the state, not the federal government. I believe in a small federal government that stays out of my business. I am a social libertarian. I understand that one size does not fit all. What works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. So I want a small government that stays out of my day-to-day life. And so that's where I come from with a lot of my views, especially the political views. So hopefully maybe that'll give you a better understanding of me and my videos, and I'm not really going to get into a whole lot of political talk. I'm just going to read the Declaration of Independence today and wish everybody a happy 4th. I'm going to go ahead and finish gathering up this gather and Maria it out, and then we'll start with putting our divots. Alright, I have placed 7 dots, 1 in the center, 6 around, specifically trying to make it random looking. I did not want it to be uniform. I want it to look like a spray from a fireworks explosion. And then I capped each little divot that I use. I made with my trusty ice pick with some disco sparkle, which will be imploded now as soon as I work this all down into what hopefully will look like a fireworks explosion. Declaration of Independence. When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume, among the powers of the earth, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Using the elbow up technique and keeping the flame on the tread of the tire on the outside rim, you can see how gravity drawing the hotter outside glass down is sucking the glass from the middle up, creating the little streamers of disco sparkle, which is nothing more than metal flakes in clear. Just continue to do this process. Slow, short steps so that you can control the implosion, creating the streamers for the fireworks explosion. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. And to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing. Nothing. If it ain't free. Little pearl of wisdom. Sorry. You see the implosion there? We're getting a good streamers for our fireworks explosion. We're going to continue bringing that all the way down to a point and terminating, cleaning off the end. And then we'll start drawing the lines for our vortex, which will be around the fireworks explosion.